Captain Ibrahim Traore, the president of Burkina Faso since his rise to power in a 2022 coup, is seen by many as a symbol of Africa's new wave of resistance against neocolonialism and foreign exploitation. His leadership, alongside other emerging African leaders, reflect a growing movement towards reclaiming sovereignty and empowering African nations. In today's video, I'm going to dive into how Ibrahim Traore is liberating Africa, because Africa is being liberated. This is the Eye of Africa. Here are the key ways how Traore is contributing in this shift and this liberation of Africa. Number 1, challenging neo-colonial powers. Ibrahim Traore is a vocal and symbolic figure in challenging neo-colonial powers. His actions and policies represent a broader resistance to the lingering influence of former colonial powers, particularly in Africa. Here is how he is doing it: by expulsion of French military presence. Traore government terminated long-standing military agreement with France, leading to the withdrawal of French troops from Burkina Faso. This was a significant move, as France's military presence in the Sahel has been criticized for failing to curb terrorism while maintaining neo-colonial ties. The Burkinabe president expelled the French ambassador, signaling a shift in diplomatic priorities and the rejection of perceived Western meddling in domestic affairs. Number 2, Ibrahim Traore is reclaiming control over national resources. Traore has emphasized the need of Burkina Faso to control its natural resources, particularly gold, which has historically been exploited by foreign companies. By pushing for local benefication and resource nationalism, he aims to ensure that profits benefit the Burkinabe people rather than foreign interest. Ibrahim Traore has aligned Burkina Faso with Mali and Niger. These countries, also led by leaders who oppose neo-colonial influences. Together, they are forming regional alliances to reduce dependence on Western powers and assert sovereignty. The emerging bloc of Sahel Alliance, sometimes referred to as Sahel Resistance, aims to tackle shared issues such as terrorism and economic exploitation without foreign interference. Traore has criticized Western-led military initiatives such as France's Operation Barkhane, their limited success in combating terrorism. Instead, his administration is investing in strengthening Burkina Faso local security forces and community-driven initiatives. Ibrahim Traore has questioned the reliance of Western-dominated financial institutions like the IMF and World Bank, which often impose stringent conditions on loans that undermine local economies. His administration advocates for alternative economic partnerships that prioritize African autonomy. Traore is among the voices calling for the abandonment of the CFA franc, a currency controlled by France and viewed by many as a tool of economic neo-colonialism. Traore has called for greater African solidarity and collective action to combat external exploitation. His rhetoric aligns with Pan-African ideals, urging African nations to unite against neo-colonial practices and to create an independent and self-sustaining future. He has consistently spoken against Western narrative that depict African nations as dependent or incapable, emphasizing African potential and sovereignty. While distancing Burkina Faso from former colonial powers, Traore has sought to build relationships with non-Western powers like Russia and China. This diversification is aimed at reducing dependency on any single global power and fostering partnership based on mutual respect. Traore's leadership style, which emphasizes listening to the concern of ordinary citizens, has energized grassroots movement against neo-colonial influences. This rhetoric resonates particularly with African youth who see him as a leader representing their aspiration for independence and dignity. Ibrahim Traore, under challenging the colonial influence, his actions have made him a prominent figure in the fight against neocolonialism, though his policies faces challenges like security threats, economic constraints, and geopolitical pressures. By taking bold actions and making symbolic statements, Ibrahim Traore has positioned himself as a key player in Africa's broader struggle against neocolonialism, inspiring a new wave of resistance and self-determination across the continent. Ibrahim Traore is liberating Africa. Another way how Traore is liberating Africa is by strengthening regional alliances. Ibrahim Traore is actively strengthening regional alliances to foster unity, mutual support, and independence among African nations, particularly in Sahel region. These efforts are reshaping the political and economic landscape of West Africa and challenging external interference. And here is how Ibrahim Traore is strengthening regional alliances. Number one, formation of a regional bloc. Traore, along with Mali, Assimi Goita, and Niger, Abdurrahmani Tiani, has worked to build a regional alliances focused on addressing shared challenges such as terrorism, economic exploitation, and sovereignty. In September 2023, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger signed the Liptako-Goma Charter to form the Alliance of Sahel States. This pact commits the countries to mutual defense and cooperation in tackling security threats without relying on Western powers. Traore has pushed for regional self-reliance in security by pooling resources and expertise with neighboring countries. These include joint military operation and intelligence sharing to combat extremist groups in the Sahel. By removing French troops and signaling an end to reliance on Western-led military initiative, Traore has aligned Burkina Faso with like-minded leaders in the region, fostering a sense of collective sovereignty. Under economic cooperation, Traore have proposed that African countries, particularly in the Sahel, collaborate to control and utilize their natural resources. These include gold, uranium, and other critical commodities that have historically been exploited by foreign powers. By strengthening ties with neighboring countries, Traore aimed to create economic partnership that produce or that reduce reliance on aid from former colonial power and institutions like the IMF and World Bank. Burkina Faso or Ibrahim Traore is fostering Pan-African unity. While Burkina Faso has faced tensions with the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, over military-led government, Traore emphasized the need for regional organizations to prioritize African solution over foreign dictates. Traore has shown solidarity with other African nations led by military government, particularly those in Mali and Niger, advocating for their right to self-determination against external pressure. Traore alignment with Mali and Niger represent a broader effort to create a bloc of nations that resist neo-colonial influences, particularly from France. This coalition seeks to redefine relationship with global power on more equitable terms. Beyond the Sahel, Traore has engaged with leaders across Africa who share similar vision of sovereignty and independence, fostering a pan-African movement. While distancing from Western powers, Traore has explored partnership with countries like Russia and China. These alliances focus on security assistance, economic cooperation, and resources development, providing alternative to traditional Western-dominated framework. Traore has called for reforms in African institutions to better represent the interests of member states and reduce external interference. Traore leadership has inspired youth and grassroots movement not only in Burkina Faso but across the Sahel and West Africa. This movement advocates for regional unity and liberation from neo-colonial system. His rhetoric emphasizes the shared history and destiny of African nations, fostering a sense of solidarity among citizens of the region. Another way how Ibrahim Traore is liberating Africa is by promoting Pan-Africanism. Traore's resources and actions resonate with broader Pan-African ideals. He has often spoken out the need for African unity to combat exploitation and achieve true independence. He's aligned with other leaders such as Assimi Goïta of Mali, is pushing for an Africa-first agenda, which includes reducing reliance on Western aid and fostering intra-African cooperation. Traore has been vocal in criticizing Western media and government for perpetuating narratives that undermine African autonomy. His government has called for a revolution and relationships with global powers to ensure they are mutually respected. Traore is liberating Africa through security and stability. Despite the challenges of insurgency, Traore leadership has focused on empowering local communities and security forces to resist extremist groups, which are often exacerbated by the presence of foreign forces in the region. Another way is through youth mobilization. As one of the youngest leaders in Africa, Traore has inspired a generation of Africans to engage in governance and activism. His leadership style resonates with young Africans demanding change, accountability, and freedom from the remnant of colonial rule. There is challenges that follow on liberating Africa. Yes, Traore's vision has garnered significant support, but there are some challenges that coming with it. Managing internal instability and terrorism, balancing alliances with emerging powers like Russia and China without falling into new dependencies, building sustainable economic system that prioritize local development. Traore's efforts are part of a broader African liberation movement representing a shift towards self-determination, resource control, and unity. His leadership is seen as a critical test of whether African nation can forge a new path independence of historical dependence. Only Traore who has the guts to liberate Africa. It's only Tiani has the guts to liberate Africa. It's only Goïta has the guts to liberate Africa. It's only the leaders who will leave the Western influence or will send away the Western powers from their countries or will stop depending from the Western countries will be able to liberate Africa. This is the eye of Africa.